Hey folks, back and we're going to talk about gear lube. I know we got a lot of folks that saying what gear lubes are using. I did a whole series of laboratory tests on gear lubes, and I pretty much determined what I really liked. And there's controversies in it because I say I like the Redline lightweight shockproof. Now, the controversy is that its weight is not specified to go into the PTU. And that being said, that is true for most parts up until the 2019 model year for the Ford Edge. They have dramatically dropped the gear weight of the oil down for 2019 plus model years. Okay, so but if you talk to Redline, and they'll tell you, oh no, this ain't the one, you need to use the GL5 for this weight and everything else. I've never gotten anybody that had a PTU in the first gens to do any type of follow-up, any type of testing when they change it, to do any type of verification of what's going on. And now that I have an all-wheel drive 2019 EcoBoost Ford Edge Titanium with a new PTU, this PTU is nothing like your PTU and then up to the 2014 model year for sure. And I think they even changed it out a bit for the 2015 through 18, because I've had people say my PTU does not look like their 2018. So yeah, things have changed. The new PTUs have changed the quantity of gear lube in them. It's it's changed in that it doesn't matter if you got a Sport or as a ST rather, or a Titanium for 2019. They both use the same amount of gear lube, which is essentially nothing more than about 12.7 to 14.4 ounces. That's it, max. If you put any more in it, you're probably overfilling it, which could lead to other issues. So I say pay attention to how much you put in and use the appropriate syringe to refill at the appropriate amount. But we do have the gear lube, and I did the change, and I decided that I was going to do the first ever off-the-shelf test. In other words, I took my PTU, which had 8,800 miles on it, 2019 Ford Edge, and we can consider this the break-in gear lube. And that's what it is, because it's the original lube straight from the factory when they built it. And this is what the numbers say right out of the factory. So I don't want you guys and gals to get all upset that, oh my gosh, his PTU is going to blow up. I somewhat expected the numbers I'm going to show you when I did the test, because after all, it's a brand new PTU just installed, and you can expect some high numbers, because consider it the break-in. That's right, the old air quotes. But it is the 75-85 synthetic gear lube that Motorcraft, Ford puts in their PTUs for the Ford Edge and Lincoln MKX and a lot of other vehicles. So I sent it off to Blackstone, and I got the oil report right here. And I was not, I wasn't surprised, but hey, it gives me something to work from. Like I said, I started out with the Redline. Now I put back into it, so now every 10,000 miles we're going to follow the wear. If I see something keep going up, that may say, okay, I need to change to a different gear lube, and I will try a different gear lube. But I'm going to let the trends go to see if it levels out or if it keeps going up. And if it does, then I might switch to a GL5 to see in the appropriate 75, 85 weight to see if that makes a difference. So this is a ground up as we go, as I do every 10,000 miles. We'll see where we end up with this PTU. So don't expect this to be a short-term thing, because it's not. It's going to take me a while to build all these numbers up. But we can at least have a history going to see what is the better ones that we go and how things work out. That being said, I sent it off to Blackstone and had the mileage Basically, they told me congrats on my new car because they knew I got a new Edge because they called it Lilu and it's a 2019. And they're good folks. They keep track of you. But basically, they said the wear metals are on the high side of averages in the first sample from the PTU, at least in terms of parts per million per mile. And it's probably due to wear-in of new parts. For comparison, universal average, so typical wear for a Ford PTU after 28,000 miles on the oil. So I changed it early. And the oil viscosity is in the expected range for the OEM 7585 gear lube, and the tan is at a 2.2, which is good, you know. So the TBN isn't meaningful for this type of oil, so we tested the total acid number instead. No problems stand out, so check back in 20,000 miles to start building trends. So they're saying run 20,000 miles on the gear lube. I'm going to run 10, and I'm going to do 10,000 mile increments until I'm confirming what I'm seeing. So we'll buck their trend at 20,000, and it probably is a good idea at 20,000. You know, it's probably serviceable. But starting out at that, I did change it, and the aluminum came in at 9 parts per million, where the universal averages were 2. So right there, they flagged it for high aluminum. Chromium came in at 2 with a universal average of 1. So yeah, not too high there, but not enough to flag it. Iron came in at 176 parts per million, and the universal averages for that were 199. So actually, I'm a little bit below, but they still flagged it because it was a short run. And based on that, they're going to say I'm going to exceed the average of the 28,000 miles. The next one was copper, came in at 28 parts per million, and the universal average is 1. So we got a lot of break-in. Like I said, I expected this to happen, but then our lead content was 1, universal average was 0. Tin was 0, a universal average was 1. Molybdenum was 10, and universal average is 1. Nickel is 1, and universal average is 0. Manganese was 37, universal averages are 3. Silver is 0, universal average is 0. Titanium was 1, universal averages are 2. Potassium titanium was 1, universal averages are 0. Potassium is 21, universal averages are 2. Boron was 891, universal averages are 121. Silicon is 9, and the universal averages are 183. And sodium is 50, universal averages are 7. Calcium was 66, and universal averages are 8. And I will tell you, when I do the next test, the calcium numbers are going to just skyrocket. Magnesium, 21 for the PTU I had, and 4 parts per million for universal averages. Phosphorus was 1,419, and the universal average is 1,279. Zinc was 45, universal average was 10, and the barium was 30, and the universal average is 3. Now, gear lube does have barium in it compared to engine oil. That, you know, engine oil rarely has barium in it. The viscosity was 64.2, which fell right in the middle of the 58 to 70 that's required to be at. CST viscosity was 11.38, which fell right in the middle between the 99.7 and the 13.2. And flash point was 385, which was above the 380 that's required. And insolubles is 0.2%. And again, the tan total acid number is 2.2. Again, you want to make sure that you try to keep that number as low as you can and not increase it, because I think, if I remember right, I could be wrong, you guys could call me a fool, but I thought that the acid number, if it goes up, it's worse. But yeah, again, you want to have a lower number on that is what I can remember, but I could be wrong. But either way, it's not flagged because it's considered normal, so we're in good shape there. And we'll have another test at you know, with 20,000 miles. I'm going to change it again, and we'll be able to figure out what's going on with this PTU and see what we got a comparison on for a brand new PTU from the start, which nobody's ever done. So stand by as I add the miles up on this Edge and start doing some testing. It's going to take me a little while to get up there, folks. You know, things in the world of safety and other things have definitely changed. The places I go, the amount of miles I drive have dramatically decreased, and my use of computer screens has increased. So not quite the road warrior I used to be. But maybe that'll change as things change. But anyway, that's where we stand for this PTU. Hopefully it gives you some good information where you want to be at. And rest assured, know that your numbers will be high with a brand new PTU when you go to test it. So the numbers will be telling the truth down the road. So let's just put some miles on it and see what happens. But that is the first PTU test I have on a Ford Edge that I have that has a PTU in it, and we're going to start our trends from here. Anyway, like, subscribe, join MACTFORDEDGE and also the Facebook group. Remember to go to MacTGarage.com where you can buy these gear lubes and everything else for your Ford Edge, and visit the website. All sorts of information there. You can buy t-shirts, stickers, and mark yourself on the map that you are a member of the MacT Garage and you have your Ford Edge and where you're located. So, you know, we have a community here and we're trying to build it that way. And let's see, Band of One's always got some great music they're playing. Mercy Grill's always saying some one-liners. And my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day, and I want you to have a great day too.
Thank you for watching MacT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Go production.